Good morning. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. If you do not see that red button up there that says live, that means you are watching the replay. So please hashtag replay. I love to come back and see and thank you for joining. I am Mandy with makeupmandy.com, and we have an amazing bundle right now that happens one time a year, and I cannot let you pass it up. I cannot let you pass it up. And one of the things that has been coming up lately is people stating, I don't want to look overdone. And so you don't want to get the liquid foundation, the concealer, the primer, and the setting powder. I'm going to show you that you don't have to look overdone. Okay. It's actually a very natural look that just helps you, maybe find a little bit more confidence every morning when you're putting on your makeup. Hi, Tiffany. Thank you for joining. I am going to do one thing. Hey. Hi, Jen. I don't know what just happened. Hi, Grace. Hello. Good morning, everyone. Okay. So I have already put on my Uology Day Cream. If you don't know about Uology yet, hashtag Uology, and hi Becca, I will tell you all about it. It is a brand new skincare line that changed my world, and it's changing many worlds. If you guys have been following me for any length of time, you know that I struggle with severe allergies on my face. I call it eczema. I don't know. I've never been diagnosed with eczema, but my son has severe eczema, and so I know what his is, and I believe that's what was happening on my face. But my eyes would be very swollen, very red. My lips constantly peeled. My upper lip constantly was red and peeling and raw. And look, this is how I wake up now. It's gone. So Uology is saving lives, I tell you. And I'm 41 years old. 41 years old. Anybody else got eyes like this at 41? I'm doing pretty darn good, right? Okay, so if you don't know about Uology, then definitely message me. So I've already put on that, and I've already put on my Glorious Face Primer. You always want to start with a primer. If you are going to take your time to put on makeup, you need to put on primer. The other thing is I'm hearing more and more people are actually on days that they don't plan to be wearing makeup, they actually put the primer on. And the reason being is that it creates a barrier between the environment and your pores. So it's helping to prevent clogged pores. And it's keeping shine away, and it's keeping oils away. So that's one thing that primer does. Hi, Sabrina. Hi, Josephine. It creates a barrier. So if you're having a problem with your makeup, like coming off throughout the day, or even like you see it coagulating like in areas where you have a lot of oil, that is what primer does. So primer is going to create a barrier between your face and that makeup. So when you notice that your makeup is coming off through the day, it's because the oils on your face are breaking it down. And some makeup products will get broken down faster than others and so forth. So that's why you see different qualities. But if you use a good primer, then it can help keep that makeup put throughout the day. Okay, so I've already put that on. I like to let that sit for about 5 minutes, 2 to 5 minutes. Hi, Sabrina, before I apply my makeup. Okay, so I'm going to show you using the Flawless 4 bundle how you can make your makeup look not so done up, okay? And we're gonna actually end up doing a full face today because I have to get ready for work, so we're just gonna do it all. So what I like to do is start with my concealer. For your concealer, hi Christina, hi Shelly, hello everybody. So for your concealer, if you are looking to highlight under your eyes and maybe use it as a highlighter in all these areas, you're gonna go for a shade lighter than your foundation. So I'm gonna be using Scarlet today, so I'm just kind of working it around in there, kind of mixing it the best I can. And I have a little trick with this concealer. So I put a very small amount on there. Like you can tell, it's a very small amount. A little goes a very long way. Now here is a little tip. You take your Glorious primer, the primer we've already put all over our face, and you add just a little bit less than the amount of concealer that you used. Okay, so I have it right there. Now Glorious primer is very silky smooth. When you see it, it's a gel and you think, oh no, this is not going to be good on my face. And then once you put it on, you realize that it's like silk. It's like gliding on your face. That was one thing that when I had really, really bad eczema on my face, the primer actually was soothing. It really helped with my dry skin, just kind of creating like this silk barrier. So right now what I'm doing is I wanted to use my cream shadow brush, and I wasn't sure if I used it for cream shadow or if I used it for concealer last. So I'm taking my brush cleaner. Have you guys seen this brush cleaner? It is so cheap. It's $19. It lasts me, I use it a lot, and it lasts me at least 6 months, if not longer. And you can go from a dark color to a light color with no drying time, and it actually disinfects also. There's no water product in it, so it's immediately dry. So you just spray it on, and then I just have this towel right here. I just brush, swirled it on the brush, and it's clean, disinfected and clean. Okay, so I'm taking that concealer and with that brush, and I mix that primer and that concealer. So I'm gonna pat it. I'm patting it on in this area, okay? So I'm just trying to cover up that darker area and maybe bring a little brightness to my face. So I'm just going to put it right here. I'm just patting it on, and then we will let it warm up on our face, and then we will spread it out, okay? So I'm going to try to get some more product. Okay, so now I have a little bit left on my hand, my finger where I mixed it. So I just spread it right here where I would like to be a little bit highlighted. You can mix some more, but again, we're not trying to be overdone today, right? We're just trying to look good. So now what I'm doing is I'm gonna let it sit on my face for a little bit. The reason why I'm letting it sit on my face is it's going to be warming up right now, okay? So when it warms up, it actually will spread out a little bit softer, and it won't be heavy and thick and settle into those fine lines. So if you have mature skin like me, then the concern is makeup settling into fine lines and making us look older than we really are, right? So we're going to let it warm up, and then we'll take care of it in a minute. Hi, Michelle. Hello, hello. Okay, so while that is warming up and we let it sit, we're going to go on to our liquid foundation. So this is great if you have normal or oily skin. If you have dry skin, this isn't one of the best products for you. It sometimes will enhance the, if you have dry flakes, it will enhance that. But normal to oily skin, especially oily skin, it is perfect for, because it's going to actually absorb oils throughout the day. And remember, we talked about oils is what breaks down your makeup. So you want to have something that absorbs those oils. So it's very, very easy to color match you. So easy. I'm going to ask you just a couple of questions. I'm going to ask you, do you tan, do you burn, or do you burn then tan when in the sun without sunblock? Do the veins on your wrist look bluish or greenish? And then do you consider yourself light, medium, or dark complexion? And the reason why I ask what you consider yourself is if you're kind of in between shades and you say you consider yourself lighter, then I'm going to go ahead and pick that lighter shade. That just kind of helps me determine what you prefer as a color, okay? So it is a dropper bottle, so you notice that I've been, mixing it around and squeezing out the product that's in the dropper bottle. Okay, so now I'm going to take my powder concealer brush. So you can use one of these brushes for a liquid foundation, because this foundation goes on as a liquid, but it dries to a powder. So there's no thick greasiness that gets stuck in your brushes. So that's wonderful. And it's not going to be thick and greasy and get stuck on your face either. Okay, so I put 4 drops onto that brush. And then now I am just going to buff it out. Okay, hey Chris, good morning everyone. So I'm not going in that area where that concealer is. We are gonna deal with that concealer in just a minute under our eyes, but I can buff out the part that we put between our eyes. Okay. So this is what we considered liquid gold. It was dubbed liquid gold. It went viral when it first came out. A couple of famous people like Jenny McCartney, right? Am I saying that right? Why does that sound wrong to me? She has a blog, and She has a blog. I'm not a blog. I'm sorry. She has a podcast. I had a message that came through someone who's trying to order, and so I was like distracted. Um, and she talked about it on the podcast, and that helped it go viral. A couple other people did something similar, and we just couldn't keep it in stock. We sold 6 months worth of product in 6 weeks, but now we are able to keep the product in stock. Hey, Andrea, I just saw that you put a message in. Let me see it in just a minute. And then, so this bundle happens once a year. We call it the Flawless 4 bundle, and it's always just once a year, and it's a major discount. It's $47 off. So that's like you're getting the liquid foundation for free plus. It's pretty amazing. So what I'm doing with that concealer now is I'm going to take that other side of my brush and I'm just going to lightly fan it out. Okay, I did not put a lot of product. I didn't put any product out on this side of my face because this is where my wrinkles are. So I don't want to put a lot of product right there and have it settle in. So now what I'm doing is I'm taking that concealer now that it's warmed up and under our eyes, and I'm just fanning it out so that it's a light coverage, and it's highlighting under those eyes, and it's making me look more awake, because I am really tired. Today was one of those days. Have you ever, when your alarm goes off and you're in the middle of a dream, it's like that REM sleep, right? Well, I was that today, and I just did not want to wake up. I was so extremely tired. So I am thankful for the concealer. Now, when we're talking about our setting products, in this bundle, you get to choose if you want a setting spray or a setting powder. If you do not have the setting powder, I always suggest getting the setting powder, especially when you're using a concealer, because the concealer needs to be set. So I'm going to do a kind of a fake bake here. Have you guys heard of baking? It's a term that's been around for quite a while, and so many people have heard of it before. But what you do is when you have a concealer or you have a product that is liquid or a cream, you know, so not our liquid foundation, because a liquid foundation dries to a powder finish. So there's no like dampness or wetness or dewiness to it. So you want a product like the concealer that has that dewiness to it. And then you take your setting powder, and I did it a fake way. I did it very light. But what you would do is you would take maybe like a blending bud, and you would dip it straight into the powder, and you would just press it into that concealer. So it's going to be a very, very thick amount of layer on there. And then again, you let it sit for about 10 minutes. What we were doing before, where you let that product warm up on your face. So that is where the baking comes from, because hi Jennifer, hi Lisa, the setting powder bakes into that concealer and becomes one with that concealer. Then when you're ready to kind of brush it off, you just blend it in. Any powder that didn't get set in is going to come off and you'd be fine. So I call this a fake version because for one, I just used my brush, so I didn't have a lot of product. I didn't have a lot of concealer on there, so there's not a lot for it to bake into. And we're not going to let it sit that long. Okay, so that's kind of why I call it a fake bake. But it helps blur those fine lines, any dark colors. It has these light reflecting properties in the setting powder, so it kind of helps, like, you know, deflect things. And so look at this. I look like I'm probably like 12, right? We're just gonna say, but I'm 41, right? You guys know how old I am. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue on. Remember, our whole goal is not to look overdone today, but to look like you did try, right? We're gonna say that we tried. Or sometimes you can call it the no makeup look, but I think it's gonna be obvious when we're done that we do have some makeup on. Okay, so your bronzer. Did you guys see that picture I posted yesterday with the bronzer? It was fabulous. So when you apply bronzer, you are essentially changing the shape of your face. And so if you have areas that you want to deflect attention to, then you're going to apply a bronzer in those areas. So what that does is it creates a shadow and kind of pulls it back a little bit. So right now I put it up here along my forehead, along my hairline, because I feel I have a bigger forehead. So what I did is I created a smaller forehead because I took the light away from that. In this area under your cheeks, it creates the look that you have more of a sunken in face, which means that you're thinner, right? So if you see my picture that I posted yesterday morning of the before and after, I look like I lost like 5 pounds in my face just by putting on bronzer. Now, if you, let's say your nose, like some people, like for me, I feel like this area sticks out a little bit more than I prefer. It's not that I'm going to try to go get a nose job or anything like that, but if you have makeup that can kind of change that look, why not apply it, right? So do you notice when you're looking at the two sides of my nose now, this side looks smaller, right? This side looks more flared out. This side looks smaller. That's because I just put a little bit of bronzer right here and it creates a shadow effect that makes it look like there's nothing there sticking out, catching the light. Okay, so that's the way I do it. Very, very, very simple. Now, when you come and you do it under your jawline here, you create the effect of a more of a chiseled jaw, and it helps eliminate the look of a double chin, right? It helps eliminate that. So that is why we use bronzer. You don't look overdone. You just look like you have some definition in your face. Now, yesterday I did not apply a blusher, but today I'm going to. I'm just going to put a little bit on my cheeks here just to add some color back in. And I just kind of make that apple, like I do a little face so that I can see where my cheeks are. Sometimes you can't tell where your cheeks are. And that is your base face. I'm going to continue on and do my eyes, my brows and my eyes. Now, I know a lot of people have been asking me recently about how to do brows. I prefer a brow pencil. I find it very easy to use. Our pencil is a very thin, it's almost like it's always sharpened. It doesn't actually sharpen, but it's so thin that it's always sharp. And then the other side is a spoolie that I really, really like also. So when you are doing your brows and you want to create a shape, you always start your brows, you take your pencil and you go up, and that's where your brow is going to start. And then you take it and you line it up to the pupil of your eye, and that is where your arc is going to be. And then you take it and you do the outer corner of your eye, and that is where your brow is going to stop. Okay, so that's how you create the perfect shape to your eye. Now, when you're doing that, if you wanted to actually put like a little dot in those places when you find that, you know, that line, you can do that and then kind of connect the dots. My brow shape, I have been able to kind of create it that way. So what I did is, and I don't think we have them anymore. I went to go purchase them for a customer and they weren't there, but we used to have eyebrow stencils, and I guess they're gone. I don't think that I ever knew that they were gone. So what I did with the eyebrow stencil is I would actually color in my brows and then I would pluck around them. And so I did that for quite a while, and that would create the shape of the brow. And so now I don't have to, I just kind of fill in now. Okay. Hi, Elisa. Hi, Kristen. I ordered your skincare last night. Whoop, whoop. Okay, so I'm coming in and I'm just kind of filling in the areas there. And then here, I can't do it in the camera, so I need to do it in the mirror. I do little tiny hair strokes to make it very light. These are not Instagram brows by any means. And then that spoolie actually like blurs out or softens up those lines. So I come in those areas where I might have had a harsher line and use that spoolie, and it just softens it right up. So it looks extremely natural. Like, look at the two. So when you do your brows, it actually makes you look younger. And that is a tip that I have learned recently, because as you age, your brows become thinner, and so it shows your age. So when you do your brows, it makes you look younger. And it just frames your face, and it makes it look complete. Have you guys seen any of those memes out there where they take celebrities and they erase their brows? It looks so ridiculous. And another thing is, your brows are sisters, not twins. So do not try to spend time making them look exact. You will go insane. It is not worth it. Like right now, I think I made this like a little bit too thick, but I don't think anybody's really going to stop and look at me today and say, wait a minute, let me compare your brows. That side is too thick. I'll just pull my bangs down around them and no one will notice, right? Okay, let me just finish up this corner right here. And then soften that up. I think we're good to go. I think, let me just pull this out. Okay, good enough. Hi, Trina. Hello, hello, everyone. Good morning. Okay, so we are done with our brows. We are done with our base face. I'm just going to throw on a little bit of eye makeup. Nothing crazy. I'm going to use my Victorious Cream Shadow. It goes on as a cream, but it does dry to a powder. Because I'm just kind of using it as my base, I'm just using my finger to apply it. If I was using it as like the main color, or, you know, I'm using one of my other cream shadows that have more color to it, I would use a brush. It definitely has a better application. But this scenario, I'm just kind of using it as kind of my primer in a roundabout way. Although I did put that Glorious Face Primer on my eyes, and it just kind of like makes my eyes all one color, okay? So I am going to grab my Discreet, which is this kind of pinkish beige color, and I'm just going to pat it on. Again, this is a really light application, so I'm going to go fast. Nothing that needs to be overdone or overthought, okay? So now I'm going to grab Laid Back, which is this lighter one right here. It does have, it's called a satin. It has a little tiny shimmer to it. Nothing, like when you look at it, you wouldn't look at it and say, ooh, that's shiny. It just kind of grabs some of that light. And so I use it under my brows to kind of highlight that area, and it works perfectly, okay? So now I am lightly going to grab, what is this? Mischievous? Marvelous. This is Marvelous. This dark chocolate right here. So these are my 4 favorite colors. When I am, if I want to be something special, then I grab a shimmer or a sparkle, a metallic, and I pat it on my eyelids. But other than that, these 4 colors, I use almost daily for just an everyday look. And what's amazing is that 3 of them come in our Presenters Kit. I haven't talked about the Presenters Kit in a while. It is an amazing opportunity for you to save some big bucks. It's over $300 worth of makeup for $99. Now, you don't pick any of your shades in the initial collection. But then once you become a presenter, and let me tell you, there's no fees, there's no auto ships, there's no tricks. If you become a presenter, you just sell or buy 125 every 3 months to stay active. So I'm taking this Marvelous and I'm using my crease brush and I'm kind of creating this V shape, okay? It's kind of a V-ish. And I'm going above my crease. Do you guys see that fold in my eye? That's where my actual crease is. I'm going above that so that when my eyes are open, you're still gonna see the color. We don't wanna put on makeup and not be able to see it when your eyes are open. So if you don't put it right in that crease. So that collection, I'm gonna go to my fluffy crease brush now and I'm gonna grab Agile, which is this maroonish color. Oh, so once you become a presenter in your first 30 days, you have access to that skincare bundle for $169. Normally it's $202. So you get a massive savings by getting that bundle. And then you have access to our foundation bundle, which is another like $50 off, where you get the liquid foundation I just showed you, concealer, I believe you get the setting spray. I know you get the primer, and I'm not sure. I think you get a brush too. I don't really know exactly what's in that package, but I know that it's another $50 off. So massive savings in those opportunities. And both of those, the skincare and that foundation bundle, you actually earn your commissions back on. So you get money back. So even though you spent $99 for, the foundation bundle, you're actually going to get roughly $20 back. And then, so it's 20%. And so then that collection for $169 is going to be more than that. So it's a massive savings. So I did the math earlier. If you get the presenter's kit and then you get the skincare line, if you subtract your commissions back, you are spending $235 and you're getting $300 worth of makeup and $200 worth of skincare. Amazing for $235. You can't beat that. Okay, so I took that fluffy crease brush and I just went right over all those areas where I put that chocolate, that Marvelous on, and I'm just softly blending it. These are, Letty, hi Letty, you're on. You have these colors. You love them too. So I'm not using that, the sparkly one, but I did use the other three. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to that laid back, which is this one right here. And I'm going to take some more of it and I'm going to pat it right here in the corners. So Letty, I just went over a really quick application of the Flawless 4. So you can go back and rewatch this one. Though I was thinking about you when I did it because you said how you didn't want to be overdone looking. And then Letty, what you're going to do with that orange, this right here, you're going to take a brush like this and you're just going to pat it on those dark circles that you have here. All those areas that you have the dark circle, just pat it on. And then, and that's right after you put on a primer. And then let it sit for a little bit. And then you can go over it with either the concealer or straight to that foundation. Okay, and that will help color correct any dark circles. Okay, let's go ahead and do a quick eyeliner. I do have a trick with the eyeliner. If you haven't watched me, if you have watched me, then you know this trick. If you haven't watched me, you know what? I'm not going to do black today. I am going to do blue. This one is called Presumptuous. It's just kind of like a tealish color. I really like to use either blue or green eyeliners. It just kind of adds a little pop of color without being, it's not 80s. It's not 80s color, I promise you. Okay, so these pencils are amazing also. You have, once you put it on, you have about, I'd say, 30 seconds to a minute to kind of smudge it if that's what you're wanting to do. And then once that, like after about 2 minutes, it's not going to move. It's not going to budge. Now I had the eyelids that when I would open up my eyes, my eyeliner would always rub off right here. Does not happen with these at all. Stays put. It doesn't smudge underneath my eye, nothing. Okay. So pencil, you're just going to do little tiny strokes, and I'm not going to talk a lot because I can't do it while I'm putting it on. So I'm trying to get very, very close to the lash line itself. In fact, I'm rubbing it into the lashes, and that is how you don't take up a lot of real estate on your eyelid. You don't want to put a really thick eyeliner on and have it take up that whole lid and everybody think you don't have a lid. So you take just a little bit right by the lashes themselves. Okay, now I come into this corner area. And then here's one trick. This isn't the trick I wanted to show you. But if you go through your eye and you pull it out, it kind of creates a little winged line. Okay, so that's just a little tip. But it's not a wing, like nobody's going to go, ooh, look at your wing. But it just kind of makes it so, because when you have that right there at your lash, then it's going to help make your lashes look longer. Okay, so I'm going to do it on this side. And then show you my trick. Oops. I'll have to go over that little corner with some more shadow because I just rubbed it off. Okay, so put a little bit extra in that corner, pull it through, and see that side worked better because I had more product there. And it just kind of pulls it out, okay? Now here's the trick. Come in under your lashes. come in. I'm not going in, I wouldn't call it the waterline. I'm not like touching my eyeball. I'm really like filling in where those lashes are. Now, I don't want it to set, because remember the pencil liners are pretty amazing. So once it's set, so I needed to like straighten out those lashes. Okay, now look. So I did it underneath the lash line on this side, and I didn't do it on this side. And it just makes a more solid, more like popping eye color, right? Like the eyeliner just kind of like stands out a little bit more. I didn't take up any extra space on the top of my lid, and it definitely makes a difference between these two sides because I didn't do it over there. Okay, so now let me fill it in here so that we're even. And if I wasn't talking to you guys, this probably would only take about 30 seconds. It does not add very much to your eye routine just by adding that little extra line underneath the lashes. And then straighten out your lashes immediately because you don't want them to kind of like quote unquote dry or set going in weird directions, okay? All right, let's do our mascara. Let me take a little bit of coffee first, please. Is anybody else drinking coffee this morning? Like my cup. Mama needs some coffee. It was a rough morning. I did not care to wake up this morning at all. But if you guys know, hi Leah. Hello, hello. If you guys have been following my page, I'm shooting for a big, amazing goal this month. I always set goals for myself. And usually what happens is we'll have like a presenter's perk if we sell a certain number of collections or something along those. So I always have like those type of goals because, you know, I can earn free product or I can earn, purses and stuff like that. But today, I am shooting for what we call status green. And when we go to convention in August, if you are green or higher, then you get to participate in this extra training session. There's a guru, Eric Worre, who is a network marketing genius. And we have hired him for a year to support the presenters with Unique, and it's amazing. So you have access, he has like over $8,000 worth of individual training. Like you would pay $8,000 to participate in this training and we get it for free. So it's amazing. Each presenter would be $8,000. So it's pretty amazing, but he is going to come to our convention and do some customized training sessions. And if I hit green, then I get to participate in those training sessions. And I think it would be absolutely amazing. I love training. I love kind of stepping away from what I think, reality is and have somebody telling me what's going on, what their version of what they see happening. And so I really want to go to this training. So I need to hit green status. So you guys have been noticing that I have been posting the progress. So if you need to change anything in your makeup bag, please give me an opportunity to offer you the product that you need. See if there's something that I have that is comparable or will fit with what you like, because I need to hit that goal, right? Okay, so I'm using Epic mascara right now. This is the waterproof black. It comes in brown, black, and then waterproof black. I always suggest getting the waterproof black. There's just something about there's just something about the formula itself that just is like very creamy and it just grabs every single lash. Now I'm taking my 3D Fiber Lash Mascara, and while that Epic mascara is still wet, I'm applying the fibers. This is the fibers. Okay, so I'm going to show you what it looks like. Now it's going to be a little bit, fluffy right now, so don't worry about that. We're gonna take care of all of that. But when you add the 3D Fiber Lash Mascara on, it is 400 times the volume of your natural lashes by adding that on. So it makes them thick, it makes them longer. And I love it because it looks like, I'm just going to do one layer today and you can make it look very natural. Sometimes I'll add like 2 or 3 or 4 coats on and it can become unnatural. It can make it look like you're wearing false lashes. That's really what it does. But today I'm just going to do 1 coat. So it just adds some volume and some length to make it look like your lashes are fuller. And I love it. So I did, when you get the 3D Fiber Lash Mascara, it comes with 1 tube of gel and 1 tube of fibers. So today what I did is I kind of used that Epic Mascara as my gel to start with. I'm not going to go back over it with that Epic Mascara because I don't want to get fibers in my mascara. The wand for the 3D Fiber Lash Gel is made to pull off those fibers, not the wand, the tube is made to pull off those fibers before it gets into the gel and mixes with it and then gets all like cloggy and thick and gross. But the Epic Mascara does not have that kind of tube. So what I actually did is I have an older Epic Mascara that I will sometimes use to kind of as my gel. Okay, so I put on that Epic Mascara and now I'm just going right back over it with my fibers of my 3D Fiber Lash Mascara. I don't think I saw a single, I haven't seen a single comment come through. Hey, Michelle. So if you have commented, maybe when I get off, it will show. I'm not sure what's going on. Okay, so now that 3D, so what you want to do is those fibers, you want that gel or the mascara that you put underneath that those fibers are sticking to, you want that to kind of set, because if you go right back over it immediately with your setting your gel, your setting product, then it could possibly just pull those fibers right off, and you don't want to do that, right? You want those fibers to stay put. So I kind of let it sit. That's why I do one eye at a time and I let it sit for a little bit. So when you're doing your 3D Fiber Lash, you're always going to go gel, fiber, gel, okay? So I did Epic Mascara, fibers, and then I'm going to seal it with the gel. So it's kind of the same idea, right? So here's my gel. It's just a regular mascara, and you're going to go back over it. And the reason why I said don't worry about that fluffiness is because this straightens it right out. All those fibers that might have been going in a different direction are now going in the right direction. Okay, so I'm going to put this gel on. Again, this is a quick way to just add a little bit of something to your eyelashes without it being too crazy, okay? So that gel is on. Now here's a tip. When I'm using the fibers, I always do this. You put it on high air, but medium warm, okay? And then you're gonna blow dry those lashes. What this is doing is it's melting that mascara. It's warming that mascara up, and those fibers are just melting right into that mascara. So it's becoming one. My dog just went on a walk. Hi, Millie Mae. She just went on a walk and she always comes back. She's so excited. So now I'm going to take this cold air and I'm going to shoot it with cold air. And then that kind of freezes it going straight up. So it helps curl those lashes. And I'm telling you that if you curl your lashes, it adds to that, the look, the length, the look of the length. So now I'm letting it warm up again on this side. I want that gel to warm up and I want those fibers to kind of become one with that gel. And then you'll have no fall off throughout the day. Another thing that this does is if you had any fibers that fell on your cheeks while you were applying it, it's blowing it off. It's also blowing off any fibers that didn't get sealed down. Okay. Woo. Okay. So now what I do is, remember I told you that I have that old Epic? I take that old Epic because just in case some fibers get into it, I don't want it to be my new Epic. And I kind of go back over it. Plus my Epic mascara is waterproof, where the 3D Fiber Lash is just water resistant. And then come in and do these bottom lashes. Now I don't do those bottom lashes first because when you blow dry, you don't want the blow dryer to like blow dry those up too, right? Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Okay, so just go back over, make sure everything is sealed in. There'll be no fallout throughout the day. And then put that on. Okay, so let me fix this now. See if my bangs got all weirded out. Hey, Andy. Okay, so now remember we put a lot of powder underneath here, and so I just kind of want to soften it up and make sure now that anything that didn't get baked down, remember we kind of fake and baked it, that it is softened up and taken off. And then now I'm just going to go ahead and add on a little bit of lip gloss, and that is it. And I do not look overdone, right? But I look good. I look a lot better than I did when I woke up this morning. And that is it. I hope you guys have a fabulous Tuesday. Remember, this month we have an amazing foundation bundle, liquid foundation, primer, concealer, and setting product. You guys saw that setting powder. And then the setting spray, I still use daily too. You spray all over your face and it's gonna help set that makeup. So the setting powder helps you with your internal issues, so oils, sweating, those type of things. And then the setting spray helps with external, so protection from the environment, protection from humidity, those type of things. So, I mean, in essence, I do use both of the setting products. So you could get the bundle and add the other item on. Another thing is with concealers is that some people are adding on, because the bundle is $99 and you get free shipping at $100. So if you add anything on, then you're going to get free shipping. So some people want the lighter concealer for under the eyes, but they have blemishes or dark spots on their face that they would like to hide as well. So then you get a concealer that's the same shade as your foundation if you're going to use it anywhere else. So you can get that bundle and then you can add on a concealer in a different shade to get free shipping, or you can add on the setting spray to complete that and get free shipping. So there's different options out there. And remember, I'm going for a huge goal this month, and so every single thing counts. If you have anything in your makeup bag that you need replaced, please contact me and I would love to find out if I have a product for you. And I hope you have a fabulous day. Bye.